And now it's time for sports with College Week sports reporter Brett Geese.
Well, Brett, it looks like baseball season's off and rolling.
Yes, and not only is the team playing well, but there's been great individual performances. Senior first baseman Andrew Jenkins has been named the Great Plains Athletic Conference Baseball Player of the Week, and he has been a major part of USF winning the last 7 of 8 games. As of Tuesday's win over Augustana, Jenkins has batted an average of .522, has scored 10 runs, and has been a perfect 7 for 7 on stolen base attempts. Today, the Cougars have a doubleheader scheduled against Hastings College. As of Thursday, the Cougars are 22-16 overall, but its record of 9-3 in the GPAC is good enough for second place. Hastings, on the other hand, is 11-21 overall and 4-8 in the GPAC. Today's games are in Sioux Falls, with the first one scheduled at 1 o'clock and the second one at 4 o'clock. In other sports news, the Sioux Falls Storm are looking to avenge their only loss of the season tonight against the Wichita Wild. In the first game between the two on the 3rd of April, Wichita took the win in Sioux Falls 44-26 and were led by running back Darius Fudge. In that game, Fudge had 2 touchdowns on the run to go along with another touchdown through the air. Last week, the Wild pulled off a close victory against the Omaha Beef, winning 56-50, making their record 5-1. On the other side, the Storm flat out embarrassed the Sioux City Bandits 57-23. The run game was highly effective for the Storm as they outrushed the Bandits 156-41. Scored mainly well on the run, getting 5 of their 8 touchdowns on the ground by 3 different people. Game time tonight is scheduled for 7:05 in Wichita. And that wraps up sports.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.
Here are movie critics Ronald Hawkins and special guest Jordan Erickson with this week's movie moment.
All right, top 3 Nicolas Cage movies, go.
Raising Arizona. Hey.
Oh, hello, and welcome to College Week Movie Moment. I'm Ronnie Hawkins.
And I'm Jordan Erickson.
And today we are reviewing Date Night.
Starring Steve Carrell and Tina Fey.
And it's rated PG-13 for sexual and crude humor, some language, and violence. This movie focuses around the marriage of the Fosters, who are a New Jersey suburban couple who kind of find themselves in a little bit of a boring marriage. They kind of are trying to look to spice up their marriage after they learn of some close friends getting divorced, kind of not wanting the same thing to happen to them. Steve Carell's character promises to take his wife on a fancy date in New York City to kind of try and get the spice back in their relationship. Of course, they show up to this busy New York restaurant. They don't have any reservations. It's a busy Friday night, and they kind of just hang out for a while, and then after someone no-shows, they steal that person's reservation. And then from there, it just turns into a case of mistaken identity, and it just gets blown out of proportion from there.
Well, any movie that stars Steve Carell and Tina Fey is bound to be funny, right? I was hoping so. I didn't think so after watching the trailer. I was a little disappointed, but once I actually got into the movie, there was some action, there was some intrigue, there was comedy, and the comedy ended up actually being pretty funny. There were a few kind of lame callbacks to previous jokes and stuff like that, and it was a little, trite at times, but overall, definitely surprised by it. The guest stars were also really funny. James Franco, Mila Kunis, Mark Wahlberg, everyone that had a little bit part was just hilarious, and those really added to the movie a lot. So I really enjoyed it. They had a great mix of action, comedy, drama. The dramatic parts actually probably brought the movie up a little bit. So Ronnie, what do you think?
I'm going to agree with you in a little bit. Basically, the movie was 2 parts for me. There was the comedy part and the dramatic part. Mm-hmm. The comedy part, just with like Tina Fey and Steve Carell, The Office, Saturday Night Live, 30 Rock, kind of like a big names there. And I was a little let down by the comedy part.
Yeah, the script wasn't like awesome or anything.
Yeah, they kind of came off like they went for a little bit of easy jokes sometimes. There was a couple kind of corny comic relief moments as well. But the second part, the dramatic like action part, like I was pleasantly surprised by. Like that's what kept you in the movie. Like it was really
better than just the comedy callbacks and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit disappointed by the comedy part, and then really like pleasantly surprised by the action part. So I thought overall it was a good movie. I was expecting more of a comedy, and we got more of an action, I think, which was kind of...
Yeah, it was just a mix of both, and that kind of together is what really brought it up.
Yeah, exactly. So what were you thinking as far as verdict? What's the...
man, I think I'm going to have to give it 4 stars.
4 stars?
Like, it was just genuinely surprising. Like, I was really enjoying it the whole time. So
yeah, very nice.
I'd give it 4 stars.
4 stars? I think I'll kind of give you the same rating. I'll go 3.5 out of 5 stars, but for a little bit different reasons.
Fair.
But yeah, like I said, not something like I guess I would recommend seeing in the theater unless like you're a big Steve Carrell or Tina Fey fan. Maybe cheap seats, possibly. It might be a movie that I might think about getting when it comes out on video, but I guess we'll kind of see.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, back to you guys in the studio.
And that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Lexy Vogelaar.
And I'm Ronald Hawkins. Have a great day.